The Sim World Racing presents the All-American Racing.
Good evening, race fans, and welcome to Bristol, Tennessee, home of the Bristol Motor Speedway and race number 29 for the All-American Racing League Cup Series, right here on the Sim World Racing Network. My name is Nathan Christensen, voice of the All-American Racing League Cup Series. So glad to have you tuned in tonight. We are going 500 laps around the high bank. Half mile at Bristol. The Holio Cornhole Bags and Boards 500 is on the air tonight. Third race of the playoffs for the Sim World Racing League Cup Series. Cutoff race of the round of 16, so the best 12 cars in points after tonight's event will move on to the round of 12. But right now the focus is on tonight's event. Let's take a quick look here at the point standings coming into this one. You can see the drivers in blue already locked into that next round. Drivers in yellow are into the next round based on their points position, and then those in red on the outside looking in. A few drivers to note here as we take a look. 12th and 13th place right on the cut line, currently tied with 3,056 points. But the nod right now goes to Chad Snyder with a better result in the round. The highest finish in the round is the tiebreaker, so Chad Snyder with a 6th place is leading the way in that one, so he is in yellow. Kelly Thomas, one win on the year for Thomas at race number 3 from Phoenix, though outside the cutoff, sitting in 13th. Three other drivers outside looking in right now. Larry Garnes in his number 20, Tyrone Yo in the number 2, and Michael Boone in the number 5 after missing the opening round of the playoffs. So those drivers, in the 4 drivers there just mentioned, in the highlighted in red, will be looking to make a move up the point standings tonight. Let's take a look here at the practice results. With about 2 minutes to go in practice, 16 cars signed into the pit booth to go tonight. Looks like right now Benjamin Campbell sits on top of the scoring pylon with a lap of 14.336. Right behind him, Alan Bledsoe, as I mentioned, already locked in. Dave Lafano, 14.360. Lap time for him is sitting in 3rd. And one of those guys in red on the outside looking in, Kelly Thomas with a 14.397. Currently sitting in 4th. And rounding out the top 5 here in practice so far, another driver locked into the next round, Riley Hoots in his number 91 with a 14.403. So as practice wraps up here from the high banks of Bristol, we're so glad you could be along. As I mentioned, the cutoff race to round number 1 and 500 laps. You heard it correctly. We are going the full distance tonight from Bristol, 500 laps around the high bank half mile. As you take a look here at the is the 75. That is James Nelson in the AARL Ford Mustang heading down the back straightaway. He is on the right side of the points line right now. Coming into this one is 5. This might be as measured 34 points outside the cutoff, unfortunately, at this point. As he is looking to move up the ladder and take a chance here at getting in the next round with a good run here tonight. Lots of points on the line, keep in mind. 10 points awarded for the stage winners. That go right into your season-long total, 9, 8, 7, 6, so on for the top 10. So 10 to win, one point if you finish 10th in the stage. More importantly, 1 bonus playoff point that you carry on to the next 2 rounds if you win the stage. So that's something definitely these guys are looking to get, as well as those 10 regular season points. Also, most importantly, I think one thing to keep in mind, a win and you're in type of scenario here in the playoffs. If you win a race in the round, you automatically move on to the next round. So those 4 guys that are in red still have that opportunity to make it in. That's the hard way, I would think. Trying to point your way in is probably a little bit easier, but with some of the deficits that these guys have to the cutoff position, a win and in might be the scenario to go for. As time runs out here on practice, we will get set for 5-minute qualifying, 2 laps. Fastest of the laps will set your starting position, as we get set to go. So as I mentioned, 16 cars signed in so far here tonight. We'll get the qualifying tracker up there on the board. So some cars already on track, like guys like Dave Lafano in the number 8 Assault Motorsports Toyota. Graham Collision as well on board. Holio Cornhole boards and bags on the rear fender of that one also. So Dave looking to set a fast qualifying lap here as he comes out of turn number 4, heads down the front straightaway, starts the clock on his first lap on track. Also, that's 75. Spoke about him earlier. That's James Nelson. We got Ben Campbell out there in the Mobile 1 gold and black Ford Mustang here with us tonight. Mike Kurgelek in his 41 buck kicker Moser Motorsports car on the track. Also looks like some fast laps being set already. Dave Lafano to the top of the board with a 14.528. Right behind him, James Nelson with a 14.558. But Campbell goes faster than that as he goes to the top of the board. A 14.473 for James Campbell on his first lap. We'll see if anyone can beat that. Make the way out of turn number 4, back down to the line. Campbell can improve on his lap time. No, he cannot. 14.473 will be the lap of record for him. As a bunch of guys already down here. Here's a driver we talked about earlier in the pre-race show, Mike Boone, sitting on the outside looking in. He is on the clock for his first of 2 qualifying laps here at Bristol Motor Speedway through turns 3 and 4. When he gets into the wall, this one probably will not count with the wall contact. He will have to try to run a clean second one to get it on the board. Eric Thornton clocks in with a 14.759 on his lap. 14.759 for Eric Thornton. Mike Boone out of turn number 4. Will try it again, this time able to keep it over the fence. He should set a lap time this time across the line. 14.934, good for 9th. Right now, Thornton jumps up to the 5th position with a 14.610. Some other cars just pulling out on track. I see Chad Snyder waiting at the end of pit road to head on out. Alan Bledsoe, the number 42, Camaro, American Tire Distributors, number 42. We will head out to the high banks and be on his warm-up lap as he will come around for the green flag. Here goes Bledsoe, lap 1 of 2 on the clock for the 42. Follow Bledsoe around and complete his first of 2 time laps as he works his way out of turn number 4, back down across the line. First lap for Bledsoe will be 8th quick. 14.657 the car on the track. Chad Snyder, he works his way off the turn number 4, so his first lap is. Snyder will go 9th quick. 14.668. We'll go back to Bledsoe as he completes his second lap. Can he go quicker? Sure can. Second quick. 14.508, and we'll jump back to Snyder as he comes out of 4 to complete his second lap. He will go 1 spot better. 14.615 will put Chad up into 8th position. Other cars on track, we have the 79 of Travis Rodriguez, as well as the 15 of Dave Hera on his warm-up lap. Entering turn number 3 is Hera. Come around with the green flag for the first of 2 qualifying laps. The green flag's been displayed for Travis Rodriguez and Dave Hera as they make their way around the speedway, pretty much both at the same park. Looks like Travis unable to score a time on his first lap, so he was able to get one on the second. Hera completes his first of 2 laps as Rodriguez goes 4th quick, a 1.4538 4th quick for Rodriguez, and then Hera 14th currently, a 15.013 slowest of the first laps as he comes around to complete his second lap, looking for a bit of improvement, and he does, goes 4/10 quicker to a 14.590. 14.590 for Dave Hera. Everyone else has looks like they have made their qualifying attempts, so we will see how this shakes out. Looks like Riley Hoots also made an attempt, unable to put a timed lap together. Must have got into the wall time or 2. So we'll take a look here on the left-hand side of the screen. You can see the cars there. Johnny May completed a lap, 14.562 it looks like for Johnny May. And then there's the times to beat. 16 cars, I said, as I mentioned here in the field today. As qualifying just running out of time. Looks like about 13 seconds to go, which is probably almost enough time to get a lap around, but no takers, as we got 14 cars who have completed a qualifying attempt here this evening. So it looks like the starting lineup is set for tonight's Holio Cornhole boards and bags and boards 500. Race number 3 of the playoffs, race 29 of the season, and again the cutoff race for the 2024 playoffs. Round number 1 is the cutoff race tonight, as the field will start to get lined up on the front straightaway behind the the iRacing pace car. 2 pace laps before we get going here this evening. As there you can see the field just forming behind the start-finish line there on the right-hand side of your screen. A great shot of the Bristol Motor Speedway just here in Bristol, Tennessee. A few more cars to grid as we get set to go racing for 500 laps, 250 miles approximately around this beautiful half-mile speedway. Under the lights to boot here tonight from Bristol, so that will be even more fun as we get to see sparks flying. Hopefully not too much carnage. I saw a few reminders earlier this evening in the Discord server that the race is 500 laps, so there's no need to win it on the first one because it's not going to happen. So look for these drivers to use some patience and some caution early in this one. We'll see if they're able to do that. Obviously, this is the second of 2 Bristol races this season. We wore here earlier in the spring 250 laps earlier this year. That race was won by Larry Stubblefield in his number 82 machine. Riley Hoots was the pole sitter at that race. So as we get set to go, the cars will roll off for their pace laps here. You take a look at the starting lineup for the Holio Cornhole Bags and Boards 500. Ben Campbell out of Hudson, North Carolina will go from the front row. Outside him will be Alan Bledsoe from Springfield, Missouri. Row number 2 will be David Lerfano out of Poland, Maine. Travis Rodriguez coming to us from San Antonio, Texas will start 4th. James Nelson out of Harpers Ferry, West Virginia will roll off from the 5th spot in his 75. Curtis Sobran in the 6th from Hudson, North Carolina in the 54. Row 4 is Dave Hara out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Eric Thornton out of Erlanger, Kentucky. And then in the 5th row, Kelly Thomas in Vacaville, California, and Chad Snyder out of Mineral, Virginia. The 2 drivers vying for that last playoff position. Mike Kurgelek in his number 41 will go from Louisville, Kentucky in the 11th spot. Kyle Purcell out of Chicagoland, Illinois in his 01. Michael Boone out of Mid-Lothian, Texas, and Tyrone Yo out of York, Pennsylvania will be row number 7. Riley Hoots in his number 91 will go from the 15th starting spot. That is your field for tonight's 500 lap event here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. We get set to go racing here as the field rolls down the back straightaway. Ben Campbell will be the pole sitter, the first car to fire in the restart zone when we get back around to the front straightaway. Side by side, turns 3 and 4 field. Rolls 7.5 rows deep as they get set. Pace car to the safety of the infield. Field under the control of 67. Restart zone. Starting for the 42 on the top side. He was able to get out in front of this one, but the 40, 67 able to fight back on the bottom. Still side by side. Turns from 4 to 67, 42 back down on the line to complete lap number 1. So in the first lap as he will get out in front of the 67 and close the goal. He will be here early in this one. To 3. So, like usual, 3 stages the distance tonight. Stage 1 at lap 245, at lap 250, and then 500 laps. The total distance for these guys here tonight as we keep our eye here on the mid-pack here. Up front, though, continues to be Alan Bledsoe, the engine machine. Still, second place right now is the Campbell 67. Right behind them is Travis Rodriguez. third. Fourth, currently Dave Lurfano. Third, Sabrin in his 54, moving fast forward, running in fifth spot. Eric Cole, after clearing the 75 of Nelson, he holds on to the sixth spot. Nelson there in seventh, right behind him is that car on the playoff bubble right now. That is Chad Snyder. Back from Snyder's 26. There is the gamer team, the lead 15 Camaro. Hillbilly Dave Hara, North Carolina. He currently sits in the ninth spot. Now we'll jump on board the roof cam. Look forward at Dave. This is the 28 Exxon Mobil car. That's Kelly Thomas, the second car in that battle there for that last position in the round of 12. Currently coming in tied with Snyder. Right now sitting 2 points behind him with the race for the finish right now, as it's 1 point per position, the difference in points. So something we'll keep an eye on as we work through this one. As we see with 28 trying to chase down the 15. This one. Mike Bergelek, the 41 bucket for Moser Motorsports car, certainly going to be out of position. Riley Hoots after starting in the back up to 12th. Mike Boone, the 5 car, he's one of those other drivers on the outside looking in right now. He sits in the 13th spot, and then Tyrone Yo in his Twisted Tea lemonade machine, or Ice Tea machine, sorry. 14th, and then Kyle Purcell on pit road early in this one. Not exactly sure the technical difficulties for Purcell, but he is already a handful of laps down as he sits on pit road. Up front, though, continues to be 6-time winner on the year, Alan Bledsoe in the American Tire Distributors. And now he's out of Springfield, Missouri, and leads the way here on lap 15. Bit of an issue for Tyrone Yo. We've got a 2X, so what happened to him? Up into the fence hard, pretty hard hit into the fence, missing his nose after that contact with the wall. No meatball flex, and he's able to continue. Looks like Travis Rodriguez also had some Travis off the exit of turn number 4. So he gets loosened up into the wall. He's able to continue. Obviously some front end damage and a mechanical meatball flag for Travis, so we'll have to bring that to the attention of his pit crew, as he moves his way around on the apron, hopefully able to bring it down pit road this time. As Travis Rodriguez, 2 wins on the year, one coming at Talladega, the other at Chicago, the street course, as he brings it down pit road. It's going to cost him some laps for sure, but early in this one, as I mentioned, 500 laps the distance tonight. For these cars, this is into the attention of his picker. He's going to get the meatball flag cleared, the fast repair used, and he will head it back out on the track. So 2.5, maybe 3 laps down. Shakes out the fast, get back up to speed here on the back straightaway. He's found a spot to join in. Too much waves, too many waves, I guess the expression, as he is back on track here. Current time in. Down to the field at this point. Up front, though, the 42 continues to be the leader. Alan Bledsoe right behind him. Ben Campbell, 67 machine, in black paint job as they look down the back straightaway. So Ben gets up a little tight there. Looks like he's able to keep it off the wall, though, so that is good for Ben. Time delta. So second state, pretty relative over the last 5 laps. Anywhere between 2/10 to 3/10 of a second, so not much gaining or losing from either of these guys. right now on track, though. We'll take a look here at the lap time difference. Bledsoe's been faster through the last 5 laps, but that time Campbell goes quicker as they work their way back to the turn. 3 and 4 out of 4 down to complete lap 28 and start for 29. A bit of a They're able to open up a bit of a gap back to Lofano in the number 8 car. There's the difference first to second back to third, as we'll see as they work out of turn number 4. Our battle shaping up here. Thornton and Sabrin in the middle, and then the auto surf 75 right there of James Nelson sitting in 6th, 7th with Hara, Kurdzlek, Hoots now rounding out the top 10. Kelly Thomas dropped back to 11th. 5th. Summer 5 is 12th, sorry. Tyler Miller is 13th, and Rodriguez still 2 laps down, running in the 14th. Rochelle has dropped out of the race early after 6 completed, so he will move on to the next round with his win last week. Picked up the win on the road course at Watkins. In pretty dominating fashion, I must say, as he will automatically move on to the next round. But there is still 8 more spots to fill in the round of 12, and we will decide those tonight here as we work our way through 500 laps. Thornton's got a run on Lofano for 3rd this time. Out of turn number 4. Sorry, not Thornton. Lofano made a little contact. It's going to open the door now for Nelson and Sabrin to try to make a move around the bottom. Top side seems to be the most comfortable side for these guys to get around on this track. It's going to give Sabrin a chance to move up into 3rd as they go side by side down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. 5 complete, working on 36 this time across the line. It's Sabrin and Thornton battling side by side. Turns 1 and 2. That is the 3rd spot. Sabrin is going to clear him. Clears up in front of the 88, just barely on the exit of 2. It's going to give a shot of momentum to the 75 as the 88 car had to get out of the gas there, so not to get in the back of the 54. That's going to open the door cars on the inside as we see James Nelson go to work on the inside here as they work through turns 3 and 4. Down across the line, which is dead heat on the turn 1. That's Nelson on the inside, going up in the wall, straightening on the outside. He's going to have the ability to run back straight away. Chad Snyder sitting in the captain seat right there behind him. There's someone who just hit position on this one. Just under 40 laps complete. Gap opening up between 3rd and 2nd and 3rd here. There's still a side-by-side battle between Nelson and Thornton this time as they work their way through turns 1 and 2. Kim James getting cleared, and we can't let him ride on board with Cam and Chad Snyder as they watch these guys battle it out in front of them. AARL, the sponsor of tonight's Roof Cam and the Roof Cam every Tuesday night. AARL, the Brick Finishers Racing League on Friday night, and broadcast live on the Sunday Racing Network. Dave Hara and Dave Lofano on the call. Usually on the air around 8 p.m. Friday evening. Sorry, as that's Son Nelson will get down the apron, get a little bit loose. That was going to slow him down and keep these cars side by side, but Chad Snyder having nowhere to go. Nelson will get out of it a little bit, see if he can get a little better exit this time. They're still going to be side by side down the front straight away. That was the Snyder into the back of Nelson 75 unintentionally as they work their way into turns 1 and 2 now, 3 and 4. So clicking off quickly, we're getting ever so close to the 50 lap mark here and we're to 500. So now we'll say good grief, that was tight there as that looked like it was going to go 3 wide, and I'm not sure it would have worked out in anyone's favor. Chad thinks better of it and gets out of it, and then he's going to let those 2 cars battle it out. And in the meantime, the 91 says, hey, I want a piece of this action. So does the 79 as we go back to a wider camera and we want to see a whole bunch of cars involved in this battle. Keep in mind, Rodriguez 2 laps down to the field after the lucky Bob position still is on the lead lap at this time. We got a 5-car battle developing here. 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, there's Lofano and the 8 car. by battle of the 26 and 75. As that's going on, Riley Hoots looks to make the lead here, get by the 88, so Hoots move him up into top 5 into the 4th position. So on the outside side, on the bottom, with 88 there on the top side, that's going to put a slow down, a damper on the run of the 75, as Snyder's going to look to get by the 88 on the 5th, as the order continues to bounce it off that outside wall in the corners. It's a beautiful development graphics on the 26 Toyota up into the 5th position. Portion of the mark of this race, 10% of the race is complete. So we have some lap cars, traffic already coming into play as Bledsoe in the thick of it's already put 2 cars 1 lap down. So correct, I'm staying corrected. Looks like Rodriguez 79 will not be the free pass at this point, as there's 2 cars 1 lap down in front of him. Bledsoe, though, cruising at 3.2 second lead over his closest rival. That is Curtis Sovereign in the 54. He sits, like I mentioned, 3.3 seconds off the leader at this point. Campbell back down, followed into 3rd here in the middle part of stage 1. As he is under attack now. As you can see, there are 2 lap cars there, the Boone 5, the Tyrone 2, both 1 lap cars. Blistering pace here early in this one. These 2 cars battle for 2nd while maintaining a good run here. The lap car of Boone, the Thermal Camaro, 5 machine. 4th after starting last on the field. He is all the way up to 4th spot, plus 11 on the afternoon. For the driver of the Dr. Pepper Cherry, number 91 Camaro, Riley Hoots picked up his first win a couple weeks ago. Got that monkey off his back as he got that win. At the end, he picked up the first playoff win, the first race playoff win, as well as the first win of his All-American Racing Cup Series career. So happy for him there a few weeks ago, looking to have another solid run, as he, like I mentioned, the guys in blue are already propelled themselves into the next round, the round of 12, as Hoots is in there. So now he's looking to get some bonus points. Those come via stage wins and race wins. 5 bonus points for a race win, 1 bonus point for a stage win. You get those tacked on every time we reset the points for the first 3 rounds, and then when we get to round 4, the championship race, all drivers start on the field with the same number of points, and that the best man win will be crowned the champion at the end of the 2024 season. Battle here on the track is for 3rd spot as Hoots clears the Campbell 67. The 26 is Snyder now looking to the inside. He is also going to see if he can sit by Campbell on the bottom. He sure can. He's going to pull up in front of the 67 as that's the 3rd, 4th, and 5th cars on your screen. So number 2 down the back straightaway up front. Bledsoe continues to set a torrid pace early in this one. Lap number 62 he is working on. As he looks to chase down the 11th runner and put him 1 lap down as Eric Thornton is on pit road. Thornton, so maybe a stage 1 pit stop halfway through the stages. I mentioned 125 laps the distance. Stage 1. But up front here, Bledsoe continues to lead the way. Close that gap though. He's got it at 3.5 seconds. He hasn't lost any really. He's running about 3.3, 3.4. So he's holding strong. 3.5 seconds back of the leader, and Riley Hoots was in third. And Chad Stinger having a great run for that number 26. Good running graphics machine. Chad is out of Mineral, Virginia. Good job. Put that together last year for him. Chad says it's one of his favorites, as he is up there in that excuse me, early contender for the race lead. Falling back here in the part of stage 1. That's the 67. Not a regular with us in the 2024 season. Has made a handful of points this year. But out there, as you can see, look in the differences. Drive right on by 67 machine as he moves his way back towards the front. Trying to get his laps back, but as you can see, other cars on pit road also 15 and 28 come down to their stage 1 pit stop. So we're looking to head down pit road at this one time, I would imagine, before the end of the stage. Dave Harrop hits his service and is back on the track, getting back on the Speedway. Alan Butts is still in front of this one. So it's his way. On lap number 70, down to turn 54 into the Speedway, down across the line. Looks like he's got it on cruise control. Another car heads on pit road. That is the Snyder, 26 currently on pit road. See who is on pit road. So Snyder and Bono both duck down onto pit road. Handful of cars that on pit. Looks like Bledsoe, Hoots, Sauber, Campbell, Nelson, Bergevin. And then you got Boone and Tyler on the track still. Tyler in stage 1. Back on the Speedway, so David Connors will stop to Army, getting back on the track and up to speed. It looks like 2 laps will be the amount that the pit stop will cost you, but obviously as the field cycles to pit stops, you will get those 2 laps back and look back towards the front. It's a Snyder, almost gets on the side of Bledsoe, trying to lap himself. Snyder will go from 2 laps down, or 3 laps to 2 laps down. Zero's to Heat. Eric Thornton, Heat 2 will work with their lap just 2 laps down. The 2 cars are Boone and Rowe on 5 and 2 cars from right now. They've already both won lap down, so they can just hold on as best they can here. They're on the stage 1. 7 laps in stage 1. So he's going to look like to lower, but he gets the car down on the inside. He'll make it 4, 5, and he will clear those to both those 2 laps down. Second place currently now is Riley Hughes, who continues to move forward up 13 spots from the start of this one after starting last in the field. He had a successful qualifying lap. He got into the wall a couple times and the ball negated his times and had him starting from the 15th position. We continue to work under the as he continues to lead the way as he is making his 81st lap. So what the strategy is for Allen, how far he can make this car go. Obviously, the longer he goes, the better chance these guys will have to get the last back on those newer tires. But once he does make that pit stop, the tires will stop, and so we'll have the car to beat on the first row. It looks like Nick Boone heads down the pit road, Boone 5 on pit road for his first stop of the race. Lap 84 here. The difference between the first and the second of this one is down to 2.8 seconds between the 42 of Bledsoe and the 91 of Hughes. Looks like Tyrone Yo coming down to get some pit service from his group. See if we can get that front nose coming pit back on that machine also. Bledsoe continues to lead the way here. All the laps, I believe, so far have been to the 42, as we can see some cars on him. Obviously, these two cars both have completed their pit stops. That is the 28 of Thomas and the 26 of Snyder. The two cars battling for that last and final points position in the round of 16 transfer to the next round. So Thomas right now sitting in front of Snyder, spot in the edge if the race were to end right now. Turns 3 and 4. Come on back, up on the back of the 67 Campbell machine. I believe Ben has pitted it. Ben is going to leg it out here as we get down towards lap 100 mark as we get our way almost 1/5 of the way through this one. As you can see some other cars unlapping themselves. Here is Dave Warfano in that number 8 machine. He has unlapped himself, now sitting 1 lap down. So yeah, 1 lap down. 2 behind him there is the Campbell. So Campbell is in trouble of going a lap down to the lead. There you can see him right there as they work their way through. These turns 3 and 4 got on the front straight. Then Campbell's going to go 1 lap down to the entry of turn number 1. Both those guys have yet to make a pit stop, but Bledsoe has now everyone 6th in the back, at least 1 lap down. Some of that via pit stop, others via on-track lapping. He's going to go by the inside of the 67. Obviously, he has the fresher tires, and he's able to get himself a couple of laps back here with these fresh set of gears. 5 machine. Looks like we have another car coming up to lap himself in the Excuse from 2 laps down to 1 that time, passing the 42. He's going to be 1 lap down. Ever so closer to that lap 100 mark. Alan Bledsoe continues to lead the way by 2.5 seconds. Second place for Riley Coots in his 91 Camaro. Turns 3 and 4 back down on the line. Complete 98 of 500. Campbell finally gets down onto pit road in that number 67, as he will come to the attention of his fresh tires and full tank of Sunoco E85 fuel. As we continue to watch here, the second place runner, he's going to Tyrone Yo go by him on the inside. Tyrone 4 laps down. He works his way off of 4. He gets a little loose. He's going to try to keep that off the fence. He's able to save all with the apron to keep it in line. He's going to try to pass Riley again, this time down the back straightaway. 2 laps in a row, making the same pass after getting loose on the front straightaway. Up front, though, continues to be Alan Bledsoe toward pace in that number 42 machine. So he gets himself to the back of the field here. Looks like the next car from in front of him is that number 99 of Dave Hara. Last car on the lead lap as he just got passed by Dave Hara. So Dave is already pitted. He's made all his laps back up, so he is on the tail end of the lead lap. The Kurgelek 41 has not pitted, and he is on the tail end of the lead lap, about to fall into the clutches of the 42. We'll see how much longer these guys go. If they're going to try to run out this full stage, see if they're able to make it as Bledsoe continues to dominate this one early. Here, Bristol, 100 laps in the books already. As we get ever so closer to the completion of stage number 1, Kurgelek looks like he's going to go a lap down here on the exit of turn number 4. Side by side into turn 1, Kurgelek holding strong on the outside as Bledsoe works to the inside. Kurgelek maybe made a slight contact with Tyrone Yo again. Tyrone Yo has the faster tires as he pitted more recently than any of these drivers. Here comes Chad Snyder. He's looking to get back on the lead lap. Looking to get back on Bledsoe. point of the stage. I think the goal for these cars that haven't pitted is to run this right through to the end, because if you start pitting now, you're going to make yourself 2 laps down with not enough time to make it up. About 16, 17 laps to go before the end of the stage here, so it's not going to have time to unlap yourself, because you're going to go, like I said, 2 laps down every time you make a pit stop under green. So as we look here at the bottom, it's laps of 7 cars now on the lead lap, as they've all worked their way back from the bottom. The top 4, Nelson here in the 75, the Sovereign 54, actually a side-by-side battle out of turn number 4 for the 3rd position. The cars also not stopped in this one quite yet. About 7.5 seconds behind the leader, so not in danger of getting lapped here in the stage yet. So this may work out in their favor, and they will have an extra set of tires in the pit box for later in this one if we need them. Right now they sit in the battle with Travis Rodriguez, a lapped car here after an early incident. Tough time getting back on the lead lap in this one at this rate with no caution so far through 112 laps. Cars continue to unlap themselves here towards the mid and back part, as we are going to have a battle for first. Riley Hoots is teammate 42 of Alan Bledsoe, nose to tail now at turn number 2 down the back straightaways. We have a battle for the lead. He's able to cut the corner down a little easier, not because the run quite down on the 42, but he's going to look to make a good run out of turn 2 down the back straightaway. This guy's with delay around 13. Just over 12 laps to go before the end of the stage. Go on. Yellow is out. I apologize. The yellow flag is out. Didn't even notice that. Sorry about that, folks. Yellow flag looks like a couple of incidents here. About 110 roughly. Let's take a look at this one. So it looks like the 67 got into the 41 a little later. Let's rewind this a little bit, see what happened here. So keep in mind the 41 are really old tires. 75 gets into the 15. Didn't have anywhere to go. He hits him a couple times. Spins him out. Like Purge like not too much damage, able to continue, but definitely brought out the different so I don't know what happened here. He got it good. Was able to clear him and got into him a couple times. And Kurgelek able to keep it out of the wall, headed in the right direction, so that's always a bonus. And the caution came out for that. So apologize for missing that caution there, but looks like pit stops the name of the game for some of these drivers, as looks like some drivers went down pit road, some drivers stayed out. So top 4 on the scoring pylon right now as we reset the field here under yellow. Looks like Dave Hara, Chad Snyder, Dave Larfano, and Kelly Thomas all stayed out after already making a pit stop in this one. And then the 4 cars that had not come down pit road yet, that is the Bledsoe 42, the Hoots 91, the Curtis Sovereign 54, and the James Nelson 75 all came back down pit road. So they will have fresh tires here for probably about a 5-lap sprint to the end of the stage. So looks like the lap cars are going to lay over and drop to the back. You can see the car of Bloom headed that way. And 2 cars looks like they're going to be able to take the wave around. So Rodriguez, he will go from 2 laps down to 1 lap down, and then Ben Campbell will go from 3 laps down to 2 laps down. So a couple wave around cars here late in the stage. Both cars that have already pitted. They are pitted in the stage, so they have enough fuel to get to the end. Just a matter of making it there now. As the field works its way off of turn 4, we should maybe get the 1 to go signal from the starter, as we'll see the lights on the pace car. Yep, the lights on the pace car go out. We'll see the 67 and the 79 head around, join the tail of the control of the field, sorry, in the hands of the 15 Gamer Tube Elite Camaro. That is, excuse me, Dave Hara out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Inside him, he'll select the outside lane on the restart. Inside him will be the 26, that is Chad Snyder. Row 2, inside David Fano. Outside, Kelly Thomas. 4 cars that didn't pit. Now the 4 cars that did pit, we see Hoots and Bledsoe there on row 3, and Saubert and James Nelson on row 5. Pace truck down to the infield. Garrico restarts zone. Green flag is out, and Hara gets on the loud pedal as we are back underway here on lap 120. We'll have a 6-lap shootout to the end of the stage. Riley Hoots rockets around the top side. He's going to get a hell of a run off of turn 2. He's going to be the new leader this time out of turn 4. Riley Hoots at the top of the scoring pylon on those fresh tires. He'll be the 3rd leader of this race. Now we go 3 wide here for second spot as the 75 got into the outside wall. Another car on fresh tires as Chad Snyder and the 15 go door to door out of turn 4. Now Hara gets into the outside wall. Tires still in the middle of this, thick of this. As now Hara is under attack by Kelly Thomas and the 42 of Alan Bledsoe. Another car with new tires able to hold that bottom line as the 75. He is going to be in trouble here. We got cars all over the place. The caution is going to stay in. No, it is not. The caution comes out. So they knew that was not going to work very well with those guys trying to go 3 wide down the front straightaway. Nelson having some issues there as he is stuck on the apron. As he will get going. Definitely wheels not pointed in the right direction as the pit stops have started. That'll be the end of stage number 1. So the end of stage number 1 will come at lap 123. And I believe the stage win will go to Riley Hoots. We'll have to review it post-race to make sure we get the right finishing order. But based on the order of cars when they came down pit road, I think the Riley Hoots machine will be the leader and pick up the valuable stage win point. So as the field cycles around under caution, we'll let everything sort itself back out. We'll get the restart order for you here momentarily. We'll step away for 1 second. We'll be right back here momentarily. Work around under caution here from Bristol Motor Speedway. Looks like when we go back racing, Curtis Saubert is going to be the race leader. Behind him, Riley Hoots, Alan Bledsoe, Chad Snyder, Dave Hara, Dave Lurfano will be the top 6. Let's go see if we can find a replay of what caused the caution flag and things to unravel. Let's take a look. We're going to see this 3 wides off of 4. That's not going to work, and that's going to get the 78 up in the wall, and the 75 gets into the 18. Travis gets into that too, so handful of cars involved in this one. As they try to go 3 wide off the corner, and not enough room clearly. Curtis able to get away pretty much unscathed, but look here. The sheet metal starts to pile up here on this one. Most of these guys had their fast repair left, so they were able to use it and continue. But looks like the field is coming back into the restart zone for the start of stage number 2. Riley Hoots and Curtis Sauber in the front row. Sauber gets a great jump on the start. He's going to pull the 26 maybe on the top side over turns 1 and 2. Oh, Hoots and Snyder almost get together there off of turn 2. Able to keep it off of each other, but that was pretty dicey there on the first lap of the green flag racing in stage number 2. He's going to use that good run on the outside restart line to get around the 9 in this one. 129, 130 laps complete that time right there at the line. 2 wide, 3 wide racing as Rafano looks to the inside right there, gets that done as he's going to go up to the wall and going to take the line away from the 15. Couple cars here still battling side by side. Thomas and James Nelson. Thomas on the lead lap of this one. Nelson after that caution and incident. He is the first car one lap down. He got 67 right on the hunt too. He is the second car 1 lap down. So that'll put a lucky dog position there on the 75 and the 67. 75 is going to make hay while the sun shines. While those new tires are fresh. Inside of Dave Harris in turns 1 and 2. Sorry, as a passenger position. Put a car between him and Campbell, so that'll be what he's looking to do with that move there. Up front though, Sovereign continues to lead. Chad Snyder's 26, and then Riley Hoots in 3rd spot. 4th is early race leader, that was Alan Bledsoe in number 42, running in 4th. Behind him on the top 5, that's the corner right there. 5. The Nelson car, who again not on the lead lap at this point in time. So next car on the scoring pylon, 15 into the elite machine. That is Dave Hara. Back to the 8th. Salt Motorsports Grand Collision. Holio, Cornhole, back to Lords. Over the camera down into turn 1. I'm not sure if he's going to put up a big fight here against the 75. On the same lap, but as I said, the 75 gets a piece of the apron. He's going to drop back a little off the back bumper. Still there now, 5th. There's their funnel there. 2 cars back here in 6th. All those other cars on that shot. Back to the 20 we are currently 1 or more laps down. We'll go to the other side. We'll look at the high side and the outside on these cars down from straight and running back straight away. Number 54. You can find a replay of that pass. If anything. So good pass there. That's the pass that's going to get Snyder to the top of the pylon here on lap number 129. He continues to hold that top spot now. Half second gap back to Sovereign in the 54. Who's still right there on the 54's back. 54 looks to the, sorry, 91 looks to the inside this time off the pin number 2. Looks right over the top. Fence a little bit. See if that's pick up this straight run out of turn number 4. We can move on the inside into 1 and 2. Hoots and Sovereign side by side on the exit of turn 2. Drag race down into turn number 3. Forward of 91, short away from the Way back out of 2, down the back straightaway, door to door still. Turns 1 and 2, that's the leader. Out of 2, down the back. machine. Doesn't drive the tires off of it as we look towards the end of stage number 2, or completion of lap 250. 100 laps to go before the end of the stage, and Snyder leads the way by 1.5 seconds here as he works his way down to turn number 3. To lead, but now Hoots and Bledsoe able to both clear the side. We got side-by-side battle. Bledsoe and Sovereign on a turn 4 down across and want to give that one to Sovereign. Don't get it too easily from the 42 as they are still side-by-side down the back straight. Bledsoe's going to be able to clear the 4 and get up in front of him as they enter turn 1. Lefano looks to make that same move on Sovereign down the back straight away. Side by side on turn 4. Coming in Sovereign on the other side. All the way across that lap 55. Bristol. So things better. Let's go back and we'll have a battle in a second between 2 Boots out of Boots. That's Missouri. Excuse me, Boots out of Palm Bay, Florida. 91 machine. Picked up his first win on the season 2 races ago as the playoffs went through. And that was when Riley picked up his first win. Bledsoe though tied for the league lead currently with 6 wins on the year. Him and Brandon Mathia currently tied. Bledsoe's wins from Darlington, Indianapolis, Coconut, Nashville, Darlington again, and Kansas. Wins from Bledsoe so far this year, so has had a good year. Currently opposite with his win last. Currently in a position where he locked himself into round 2 based on the points difference between himself and the cut-off line. So he is sitting in the catbird seat right now, going into round number 2. One driver not with us tonight, don't want to forget to mention him. Brandon Mathia won the opening second round. No, he didn't. He pointed himself in to the next round. He was enough above the cut line that he was able to point himself into round 2. Not even with us tonight, so Mathia definitely has locked himself into the next round of the playoffs, going into next week's event. With that in mind, let's take a quick peruse here on the upcoming schedule of events. So, as I mentioned, the next week's race will be the first race of round 12. It goes from Kansas Speedway next Tuesday night. And 2 weeks from tonight, we'll go Super Speedway racing back at Talladega on the highway, 2.66 miles Super Speedway. And then 3 weeks from tonight, we have back to road course racing as we head to the Roval at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the third and final round, race of round number 2, round 12 for the Racing Cup. So here's a quick look at the September races for the Truck Series. Can be watched Sunday night on the Sim World Racing Network, being broadcast by Dave LaFon and Dave Perry usually on the Sunday night broadcast. September 8th, this coming Sunday from Kansas Speedway Truck Race, third race in round 10 for Elimination race for those guys in that. And then next week, 2 Sundays from now, Talladega Super Speedway will be home of his first race in round 8 for the trucks, and they'll have a few weeks off before they pick back up in October. But for now, Chad Snyder, car on top of the scoring pylon here at lap 168. But I don't want to say don't look now. The 91 is getting bigger and bigger in that rear view mirror of that 26 car. So as we mentioned before the broadcast, or before the race went on to the green flag, Chad Snyder currently tied for the 12th and final cut-off spot into the next round. You can see there, Chad Snyder in 12th, 356 points. He is tied with Kelly Thomas there, but Kelly Thomas' name is in red as he is, unfortunately, on the losing end of the tiebreaker. Chad Snyder's 6th place finish in the round is the best of the two drivers, which is the tiebreaker here for the All-American Racing Cup Series. So Chad currently sitting in that playoff spot coming into this one, and being the race leader, he is definitely has enough points to get himself into the next round right now as he's running with Kelly Thomas slowly back in 6th spot. So a little bit of wiggle room here for Chad. It looks like he is going to have a number 91 car on his back bumper here in a matter of laps as they work their way into turns 3 and 4 this time, coming down to about 172 of 500 from Bristol. Time across the line, we'll keep an eye on this battle developing here as Chad is continuing to lead here in the middle part of the second stage. Again, heading to lap 250 for the end of stage 2. Ooh, Riley Hoots there lost a bit of ground, got really loose off 2 that time. That let Chad open up back up a gap and let the 42 go on the back of the 91. Let's say that Allen. Hoots gets it back, headed in the right direction. I didn't lose too much in the thick of things here as they work off turn 4, past the 175 mark of the 250 and the halfway point, which is the end of stage number 2. Just want to give a shout out to all those tuning in on the SimWorld Racing Network this evening for 500 laps around Speedway. As we continue to watch here, the top 3 work their way around on turn number 4 and 1. Car. Ben Campbell already made a pit stop this stage. I'm not sure if it was planned or unplanned, but has some fresher tires on that thing, so definitely making easy work. That's going to open the door potentially as Riley Hoots is going to make a good run off the top of 4. Hits by Chad through the center of 3 and 4, and he was going to go back to the top on lap 181, but don't count out Chad quite yet. He's going to work on the bottom line. He's not going to have it for 1 and 2. He's going to go back to the bottom in 3 and 4. Outside him now, though, is the Bledsoe 42. And Chad's going to go for the third here and flaps and drop in line back up to the hop side behind the Bledsoe 42. Just under 75. Some more lap car action as Tyrone putting another lap down, currently 3 laps down on the field this time, running in on 11th spot. He's going to let those 2 guys go on the 4. Still running up front with the Hoots 91 behind him, Bledsoe and Chad Snyder in 3rd. Take a look back to Curtis Sobrin in the 54. Behind him is James Nelson, unfortunately 1 lap down right now on the Speedway after his late stage 1 tangle between himself, the 28 of Thomas and the 54. looks like Nelson got the worst of it because he was the guy who ended up 1 lap down. Now I say that as a couple cars involved in an incident were not able to continue and dropped out of this race, that being the 79 of Roger and the 88 of Thornton. So they are done for the night in this one. So is Mike Kurgilek after his earlier incident in that stage brought out the first caution. So Nelson, of the drivers left in the race, got the raw end of the wheel down to the field, looking to make that back up. Currently sitting in the lucky dog position. His last car on the lead lap right now. That is in his pit stop. Looks like Dave Hare came down the pits to pit at lap 186. He is going to try to split strategy again here in this stage. We'll see what happens with the two cars out front. Hoots and Bledsoe were definitely on a no-stop stage kind of run there in the first stage as they were almost to the end of it when the cautions started coming out. They came down pit road on the tires that helped them get around a handful of those cars that didn't come in. There was 4 cars that stayed out on the caution. These 4, everyone else came back to the road. A couple cars took away ground, so it was pretty good timing for a couple cars. And other cars came in and took advantage of fresh tires on what was their first pit stop of the race, and they were looking to go pit stop pretty much. We'll see if that happens again, or if we get a late stage yellow forcing guys to come down pit road. Looks like Kelly Thomas in the 28, he is headed down pit road for some new tires and fuel. Kelly Thomas's Exxon Mobil 128 Ford Mustang on pit road. Like Dave Lurfano coming down to complete his pit stop in this stage. What we did notice though, we learned in that first stage, is that if you do come down to make a pit stop, and these guys are trying to no stop the stage, you do have enough time to get back on the lead lap, as most of those guys who pitted in that first stage did get back through the side-by-side battle for the lead. Bledsoe got the top side with Hoots on the bottom. They go side by side down into turn number 3. The 5 car, Michael Grooms, doing the best he can to stay out of his way and let these cars race it out. Much to the chagrin of Bledsoe, the Boone car is up in the top lane, as he will now try to drop to the bottom to get underneath the Boone. Able to carry the momentum, as that bottom side is definitely tough to get these cars around. Back up to the top. Now through the middle, back down the bottom, going to roll down the hill. It's going to get there. This proves how tricky this place can be. If the leader can't use the bottom to get by, all that happened up front, it's let that 26 of Snyder drive right back up to the back bumper. That was because Chad was going to pitch him. That would be why he drove right back up to the back bumper. So all these cars here stuck now behind the 2 laps down after making pit stops. Hera, Snyder, Campbell, they're looking to get back around these guys. There's no way to do it. Boone is up on the top, holding up the top line. Not intentionally, just running his line. These guys lots of room to race, just they can't make the bottom work because it's such a tough way to get around here. Now Snyder is on the side of Bledsoe. 4. All these cars behind the fresh tires, just knocking at the door, gnawing on the bit to get by. Snyder gives a bit of a bump to the 91. That's going to help him propel himself side by side with the 5. Is he able to clear him this time out of turn 4? We'll see. It's in a better spot this time. Yes, he has to clear the 5. The rest of these guys to move to the bottom. There goes Snyder. There goes Hera. Oops, too far back. Campbell, here comes Kelly Thomas, all looking at these cars that are not yet fitted. get themselves one lap closer to being on the lead lap. So you can see there are 3 cars right now sitting on the lead lap. The Hoots 91, the Bledsoe. Now just trying to get out of the way. The 67 being a little impatient, got into the back of him. So, like I said, 3 cars on the lead lap. You got Hoots, Bledsoe, and Sauber back here in the 54. The only cars on the lead lap. James Nelson, he was not on the lead lap, but he was that close to the lead lap. Currently, last car, their first car 1 lap down. Been lapped down the whole stage here, so he's looking to get around Hoots to get back on the lead lap. Those are the 4 cars that have not yet pitted. So it looks like Hoots, Bledsoe, Sovereign, and James Nelson, the 4 cars not to pit. The first car that has pitted currently 1 lap down with fresh tires and a full tank of fuel is that 26 is Snyder. Behind him, Dave Hera also pitted, and then the other Dave, that's Dave Rafano, he has also pitted. So these guys are all sitting 1 lap down here. Kelly Thomas, the final car, 1 lap down to the leader, running the 8th. Back up front, Hoots is still holding on to 75 miles as they go quick way. Turns 1 and 2. We got Campbell here coming quickly on the back of these guys. Not known to be the most patient driver, so see if he's able to make it back pace. He's going to kind of force the issue, even though he is a couple of laps down. This time out of 2 row. Nelson's still on the bottom. Hoots up top. Campbell getting frustrated and using all the leads he can this time. Nelson's going to go to the top. That's going to allow Campbell to go around the bottom. He's going to try to bring Tyrone with him. As they now work underneath the 75 of Nelson. Now Campbell side by side with Riley Hoots. That's going to cost Nelson a handful of ground. Nelson is the nice guy to make over because he knew he was probably going to get bumped out of the way if he didn't move over on his own. Sovereign back here, just entering the fray out of turn number 2 right now as the leader heads down to turn 3. And here come the fast cars. That's the 26 of Chad Snyder again on the fresh tires. He is making hay while the sun shines as he heads down the front straightaway into turn 1 and 2, looking to get his second of 2 lost laps back here already in this one. So there you can see the leaders are already in the sights, working to turn through turns 3 and 4. Still a gaggle of cars up here trying to fight to stay on the lead lap as Hoots looks like he got up into the wall. That's going to go put them 3 wide out of turn number 2. As now Tyrone Yo and the 75 able to get a lap of theirs back as they get back by Hoots. Oh no, Tyrone make contact with the Nelson 75. So stay green though. Chad, he's going to make a move. Chad's going to get himself back on the lead lap as those fresh tires really paying off for Snyder 26. So back underway here, headed in the right direction. We'll see how it plays out for Nelson. Still only 1 lap down, so he was able to continue right to Chad Snyder back on the lead lap as there's a battle going on here between Hera, Urfano, Tyrone Yo again in the middle of this one. They are looking to get by Bledsoe and then Hoots right in front of them to get themselves back on the lead lap with 4 laps to go, 5 laps to go before the end of the stage. No, still 20 laps to go, I apologize. 250 is the distance to the end of the stages. These cars are really loose coming off the corner. You can see that every time the Hoots machine tries to leave the corner over. It's got the squiggles. So more and more cars cycle their way back onto the lead lap after pitting. Completing the next pit stop in the second stage. 2 cars have yet to pit. 3 cars. Hoots, Bledsoe, and Sovereign still pitted. James Nelson, who after that contact with Tyrone Yo, was back into 8th position. 8th position. Still 1 lap down after working his way back onto the lead lap. As I say that, battle for the lead on the screen here as the 42 their way through turns 1 and 2. Here comes Tyrone again, trying to get a lap back after he got it back and lost it when he took out the 75. over to number 4. Still Riley Hoots, still got the speed wobble. It's 42, closes right back up to that back bumper. Working on stand on 42 this time, 3-4. We saw the 91 get up into the fence. Opens a bit of a gap as they head down the front straightaway. Struggling on these old tires as they work their way through turns 3 and 4. Riley Hoots continues to be the leader here. And the key guy to keep our eye on is the 26 Snyder. He's unlapped himself 2 whole laps and is already just over half a lap behind. He sits back 7.5 seconds off of the lead group here as they work lap 228. Looking for 250 at the end of the stage here as James Nelson still headed in the right direction. First car still still in a lucky dog position if the caution were to come out between any time now, I should say. So he is 1 lap down, currently riding in the 8th position. Only one other car 1 lap down, that is the Campbell 67. It is about straight away behind right now. So they're sitting in a good spot as we got a battle for the lead developing as they are side by side through turns 1 and 2. Hoots and Bledsoe, as Hoots still struggling with the youth race car off the corner. That's going to let Bledsoe drive right by him like he was standing still as they work their way down across the line. Just under 14 laps to go before the end of the stage. Keep your eye on the gap back to 4th and 5th. Those are the cars on the fresh tires on the move here late in this race. Chad is only 4.3 seconds behind your leader after unlapping himself 2 laps. Let's see him make some move around the Sovereign 54 also. 54 on old tires, so definitely advantage to Chad on this one. And it doesn't really matter how far Chad gets his tires, he's still going to be better than everyone else in front of him at this point because their tires aren't getting any newer by staying along the track. As their Volume Graphics Toyota 26 works his way down the front straightaway. Up in 3rd position here after making a pit stop in stage number 2. Bledsoe's opened up a gap between himself and Hoots on the fence. Hoots falling back, but Bledsoe opening up a gap. I think more so to do with Hoots falling backwards as he has been definitely struggling with that car on the corner exit under throttle. You can see most of the corners he gets loose. There it is again. Able to save it as he is keeping his wheel tight in his hands to not lose a position. Just like that, Snyder back up into 2nd around the inside of the Hoots 91, and there's only 1 car in front of him, and he works to track him down over the last 10 or so laps of stage number 2. Now into turn 3 and 4, you can see the gap now down to under a second as Snyder hunts and stalks the 42 of Bledsoe. That gap right down to pretty much nothing. Goes to the inside, makes it look almost too easy this time. Into turns 3 and 4, puts Snyder back to the top of the scoring pylon as he goes back to the lead after completing a pit stop and getting himself back on the lead lap and into the lead as that moves Bledsoe to 2nd. Hoots to 3rd. Their Fano also on the move, headed in the forward direction. You see now looks to put gain a position here on Riley Hoots as they go side by side off of turn 4 down the front straightaway. Able to clear middle 1, slide up in front through 1 and 2. The Salts Motorsports Grand Collision Toyota of Poland Mainz, Dave Orfano. He will set his eyes on the back of the Bledsoe 40. There is 1 car between him and Bledsoe, yes, the 15. Again, to the elite 15 of Dave Harris sits there. First car 1 lap down, so move Nelson out of the lucky dog position. Move it up to Hera as they look here through the front straightaway into 3. Down to 1 and 2. There's a very good run here, so you can move the inside. side work on Kara as they work their way through. She clears him as he heads down the front straightaway. He'll have his sights set on the back of the 42 there in front of him, as that is the battle for second place potential champion here in the final 6 laps of stage number 2. Snyder continues to lead the way here. He just put the 67 on Campbell down to 2 laps. So Campbell moves down another lap. 2 laps in leader as Snyder's lead up to 2.6 seconds. So here just coming into the screen there, and David Bond still trying to run him down. Right on top of the right-hand shoulder of David Bond for the number 8 Toyota. Head of turn number 4, coming down across the line 4 laps before hitting the stage. Second is on. So turn 4 side by side at the wide with the advantage to Bledsoe, but the Fano's got the better tires and a good run here through the bottom of 1 and 2 down the back. Corey tried to not fully clear, so he's going to have a good position on the entry to 1 and 2. Get a good drive off, and he's going to get him clear and slip up in front of the 42. Going to move Lefano up into second, just in the nick of time as these guys will roll out of turn number 4. We'll keep our eyes on Kelly Thomas. He's the man who's going to end the stage. And don't make that Riley Coots now as they work out of turn number 4. There it is, the end of stage number 2. Give the stage win to the 26 of Chad Snyder. Big stage win for Chad. 10 points added to his total, looking to propel himself into the round of 12, as I mentioned, coming into this one. Tied with Kelly Thomas for the last transfer position. So as pit stops commence, we are going to flip over to side by side. Step away for a quick second. We'll reset the field after pit stops, and we'll get ready for the last 250 laps here from Bristol and the third and final stage of the Holio Cornhole Bags and Boards 5. Welcome back to Bristol Motor Speedway. Looks like pit stops have come to a conclusion and the field is getting set for a restart here. Looks like the first car off of pit road is that 26 of Chad Snyder. Bledsoe, Lefano, Hoots, and Kelly Thomas, your top 5. And then Lucky Dog at the end of that stage was the 54 of Sobrin. So there you can see on the left-hand side of your screen, only 6 cars on the lead lap at the start of the third and final stage here. Should be getting the 1 to go signal from the starter. Sure do. There it is. Lights off on the pace car. Looks like Chad is going to start from the top. Up with Bledsoe on the bottom. Inside that second row is Lefano with Hoots on the outside. Kelly Thomas will go from 5th. Outside him will be the lapped car of Mike Boone, 2 laps down. Then you will have the 15 O'Hara. He is 1 lap down. Currently the lucky dog position. Tyrone Yo in his 2 machine there on the outside of that row. So mix the cars all up. Lap cars and lead lap cars all together. One thing we know for sure is the first 5 cars are on the lead lap as the field rolls into the Geico restart zone. Truck safety car onto the pit road. Green is out and we are back racing from Bristol. 224 laps to go in this one. For here is the start of stage number 3. Should be good. See how it plays itself out. We're going to see some one-stop strategies. We probably will see a couple of two-stop strategies. We'll see how this plays out. Obviously, caution will dictate a lot of what goes on in this stage. But here is the green flag drops. Battle up front between Snyder's 26, Bledsoe's 42, the 91 on Riley. As I see that, Dave Lafano says, hey, don't forget about me back here in the green position. Assault Motorsports Camry as Bledsoe clears the 26. Now Hoots will clear the 26 off the exit of 4, move him up to 2nd. Back to the 8 car, but now Hoots will stay inside. Alan Bledsoe off of 2, nothing happening there, but he's going to go back to work on the inside. He's going to get the lead this time out of 4. Drag race across the line, pretty much a dead heat that time. He himself out in front on the bottom. Able to clear the 42, not by much, as the 8 gets by the 26. Keep an eye on the battle developing right here as Hoots gets hard into the outside wall. He's going to lose the front. But now Bledsoe and Lefano get together. It's going to collect 5. The 15 went sliding across the track and the yellow flag is out. So the 15 involved, the 5, the 42, and the 8. So I think we got to go look at what happened to the Hoots machine to start this. So he gets into the wall. That's going to check everyone on. The 42 gets lose control because he's got too much speed on the entry to the corner. He's going to get up into the 8. Those guys get together. Then Hara gets into the side of Boone. Boone gets into the back of... Boone got into the back of Lefano, and then Boone got into the 15 of Dave Hara, who was trying to get his car through. Cars on their front. After all that, Riley Hoots continues to lead, and he has no damage. So again, we'll take a look at what happened to start that all. That was Hoots getting into the wall, losing his bumper, getting it back, and soon behind him. As we'll take one more look at this here. Looks like the guy in the right place at the right time might have been this. No, he got a 4X too, so I'm sure he got deemed as an involved car. I'm not sure who was involved, who wasn't involved, because it looked like cars weren't involved, but then they got 4Xs, which brings them down the pit road. But a couple of meatball flags, one for Bledsoe, one for Lefano, so they're going to need to use their fast repairs. They'll be able to join the field. But somehow Riley Hoots continues to be the leader after what was a weird turn of events. He hit the wall, slowed way down, caused the whole pack behind him to check up and get in an accident, and he got his nose back and was able to keep going. So, turn of events for the good for Riley Hoots, and then I think Nelson ended up on the right end of that too, as he should be the free pass car. Looks like he's back on the lead lap, so it looks like Nelson is going to get the lucky dog on this caution and put himself back on the lead lap, which he's been trying to do for a while now, ever since that incident earlier in the race. He was involved in the earlier wreck put him 1 lap down, and then he was cleared of the leaders and got back on the lead lap when they stayed out in that last stage. And then him and Tyrone got together, and then he fell back down to 1 lap, and then fell out of the lucky dog position late in the stage when the leaders started to lap the cars that were on the tail end of the lead lap. Needless to say, the 1 to go signal given to the field, Riley Hoots will choose the outside, as the leader has done on all 4 of the restarts. Second caution for incident, 4th caution of the evening. We have a restack of the field. Looks like it's going to be the 91, the 26 on the front row. Row 2 will be the Sovereign 54, the 42 of Alan Bledsoe. Kelly Thomas, Dave Rafano, James Nelson will be the next 3 cars, with Nelson having to start at the tail end of the longest line, being he is the recipient of the lucky dog. This time out at turn number 4, though, green flag is out. Riley Hoots gets on the loud pedal. He'll be back on the Snyder gets a great run on the bottom. He's going to slip up behind him, and now he's going to look to the inside into turn number 3. Snyder has a good run through the bottom, not able to pull parallel as he drops in line on the Snyder for second here as they work their way. Snyder now back up to the top. He's got Sauber on his back bumper, and the 42 inside on 4-door on the exit. And Bledsoe gets way loose, able to hold on again for the spots. Not really, everyone else is a lap down. So really only lost 2 spots in that exchange. 3 spots for everyone else in that guy. But up front, it's going to still be Riley Hoots, Chad Summit, Curtis Sauber, Fano, and Kelly Thomas. So again, we're keeping our eyes on the 28 and the 26. So the 2 cars coming into the night with a tie in points. Snyder picking up 10 points at the end of that last stage. He opened up some ground on the Kelly car. I'm not exactly sure where Thomas finished in that last stage, but Snyder's 10 points is definitely more than he gets up into the wall that time. Out of turn number 2, Dave Lafano in big trouble now as he and Kelly Thomas get together. Everyone's able to continue. There's no caution. That was a pretty spectacular crash for not having a caution. Looks like Dave got loose, hit the wall, came back down, got on and just speed wobble. And he got into Thomas a couple times. They able to straighten it. 15 got into Thomas also. Everyone able to continue. Everyone lost a bunch of speed, and no one got too much damage. That was a pretty interesting lap of racing. Move Lafano back to 7 from 3rd. Sauber now up into 2nd as he's been able to get around Snyder. He's on the whip, trying to track down the Hoots 91. Currently sits in 1st place here. Working lap 277 this time at the line. So over halfway we get down towards the last 200 and so laps here from Bristol. Sovereign closed right in on the back of Hoots as he worked their way down to turns 3 and 4. The 54 quick right now, and got that Ford Mustang dialed in here on lap 282 to get around Hoots and become a new leader in this one. here out of turn number 2. Sauber moves to the inside, so if he can get a run on the inside, he's going to move to the top side and the momentum line. 4. Battle on track between Thomas and Nelson here as they go side by side through 1 and 2. Nelson able to clear Thomas that time down into turn number 3, but here comes Bledsoe and Lurfano. They're going to work on the inside also through 3 and 4. Bledsoe's able to clear Thomas, but Nelson can drop the run, go back to the top groove as Nelson kind of runs the bottom. This time right run off the top side for Lurfano. He's going to get jammed up though as the 28 kind of ran the middle line on entry of 3 and 4. Giving Lurfano no real room to go around the bottom. Again, now Thomas using the middle as Lurfano continues to work that top group. Send shots himself right to the inside as they go down to turn 3. Power through the inside there, getting around the 28, moving up to the 6th spot. Thomas back to 7. Now Lurfano looking to the inside of the lap car of Dave Barrett. First car, the only car on the lap down. Sitting in the lucky dog position. No front nose on the lap car, so definitely not having any heating issues. Lots of oil, but keeping those tires cool too much. As Lurfano continues to work his way through the field here, he is the second last car on the lead lap. It's Lurfano, then Thomas, then Hara, 1 lap down. Then Campbell, 2 laps down. 2 laps down. Number 5 and Tyrone Yo, last car on the track, only 5 laps off the pace. Up front, Riley Hoots continues to lead over the 54 driver. Lead has not grown past about about a quarter of a second. Picturing anywhere from 10th to a quarter as they work their way the laps here as we get ever so close to the lap 300 of 500. That time at the line. Sovereign gets a good run this time through the bottom, not able to make anything of it. He's going to drop back in line and ride out a few more laps here. Side by side off of turn 4. Sovereign gets loose. That's going to lose a bunch of momentum, but he's able to take his foot in. Still goes back to the bottom in 1 and 2. And he's going up against the wall a little bit. Nothing that slowed him down though, as Sovereign now able to get back there, dialed back in and back in line. Probably upset those tires a little. Might have to let it cool down and full laps. This time out of turn number 2, they work down the back straightaway on lap 298. Joining the fray up here, number 26, Chad Snyder. You can see him here in the back half right hand side of the screen when the camera pans out a little bit as we got a battle again with the lead. Solomon drives it in deep this time, not able to clear Hoots. He's going to be door to door though as they go into turn 1 and 2. Hoots drives it in deep, gets it up into the wall. Solomon really conservative, keeps it off the Hoots 91, drops back in line behind. 4 now. 300 laps complete, 200 to go this time at the line. Take a look at the strategy so far playing out in this one. So Hoots and Sauber on the same strategy, pretty much just a lap difference there from their pit stop, the last pit stop. Then you can see Snyder, he is on a different kind of cycle. He was pitting in the middle of the stages where these guys were on different two kind of mentalities in this. Up there, so they're the stint lengths of those guys. So these guys haven't been on pit roads laps, so they pitted at the end of the stage break, and then a couple of these guys that were a little bit involved in that last caution came down pit road. So it's only been 40 laps. I'm not sure if they're going to change tires on that pit stop. These two continue to duke it out pretty much on the same strategy, identical tires, identical fuel strategies as they work their way through the lap 300s. Has the gap from first to third down to about 1 1/4 seconds. So we're back up to these two. The best thing for these guys in second, third, and fourth is to watch these guys, third, fourth, and fifth rather, is watch these guys battle side by side. That'll slow them both down as they won't be able to maintain the torrid pace that they had been running when they were single file. As I say that, they go back to single file, but the third, fourth, and fifth tires are closing in. So I went back to the bottom this time out of turn number 2. Not able to get it done there. He's not giving up yet though. Through 3 and 4. Watch these two cat and mouse game each lap as they head down the back straightaway. Each has that hold on the rail. Second running that 91 car since the drop rate and flag in stage number 3. And he gets a good amount of through the 4 inches. So those are that the tops are just so strong that the 54 can't overcome it on corner exit. We're going to start to see some pit stops as cars start to it's scary. Work with these two cars on the outside of him. He will have fresh tires as he works around. 3 wide from turns 3 and 4 this time. 3 back down to 2 this time. 3 and 4. That's going to let him open up a bit of a gap. Stage. As they work side by side, stand on the inside, and the 75 on the outside. There's the top 5 cars all on your screen, the 91 and 54, first and second, Nelson in third now, Bledsoe looking around the outside of the 26 for fourth, as the 75 go to work on the 54 now. So again, keep in mind, based on what we saw earlier, these cars did come down pit road 10 laps after, more recently I guess we'll say, than the 2 cars, the 91 and the 54, so I'm not sure if their tires are that, if they took tires under that caution based on the pit stop length. It looks like they should have, the 14-second or so pit stop, time, so that means they took some tires and a full tank of fuel, so they should have newer tires by about 10 laps, which should make this a little easier for them. We've seen them make easy work of the 26 and the 54 so far. Now, the top one has just been a dominant force up there. All the courses once he's got up there, it's been hard to pass. Later in the run, this seems to go it's really loose on the corner exit, and that's what we saw cost him time at the end of that second stage. And backwards, and a few more cars got by him. Those cars that had come down pit road on the one-stop stage, or the one-stop strategy in the stage. Now Nelson looks to have it cleared, but Hoots gets in the position where he can run off of turn 2 this time. Not able to get it quite down to the floor. As Nelson uses that spot back to the 91 Hoops. 3 and 4. Here comes Chad Snyder back in the mix. A 4-car battle for the top of the finish. Oh, I apologize. Looks like Snyder is 2 laps down. So Snyder has come to pit road and taking tires and a full tank of fuel. He is now stuck behind these two battling for the lead as the car with the fastest tires. Worked out in his favor last time. He's going to try and make it 3 wide off of turn number 4 down to 2. He's ahead in the 3. He's going to clear Nelson, clear Hoots that time. Get a great run off of turn number 4. Get one of his 2 back. Let's now to the top side as he is going to work the outside of Nelson's 75. He is not going to clear Hoots 91. Sovereign in the 54 Motocraft Ford back in the mix as this is your top 4 here running at 327. Back and forth battle up front. Hoots and Nelson not thrown away as they continue side by side to the corners. That top side is just so much better on corner exit that they're able to pull a bit of a gap and get the line, get the lead time off of 4. As I say that though, Hoots gets a good run, but Nelson is still right there. He's not giving up by any means. Is the Nelson 75. Comes Mike Boone in the 5 car, another car on fresh set of tires. He looks to the inside of Bledsoe, clear Sovereign on Nelson on the inside. Hoots is going to come down a line and give him a bit of a hard time trying to get by him. He's 4 laps down and probably should let him go. Campbell back on the outside as he is also on fresh tires. He's going to make up his second lap on these guys. Tires. Now we got a side-by-side battle back out of turn 2 down the back straightaway. 4 this time. Campbell drives it in really deep, almost got on the side of the roof. Hoots now. As I say that though, Nelson in the 75 able to clear the 91. Campbell's going to clear both of them this time down the back straightaway, and he'll get out of the way. And let these guys go back to work on the battle for the lead. As I say that, they have Curtis Sovereign and Alan Bledsoe all headed down pit road to get their fresh set of tires. Nelson, the only car left on track, I believe at this point, to not have pitted yet. First car that came down pit road was not 294. That was Dave Hara. So he is running in 7th is the 15 car. Nelson though still out on the track. His pit stop. Fresh tires, so we'll see how long Nelson stays out here. Later. Thomas 28 or 5. Cars getting back one of their multiple laps down. Thomas 28 move upon a lead back to 1 lap down. Tyrone Mill looking to get by the 75 and move himself from 8 laps down to 7 laps down. This time, 4. Getting himself back to 87. His 2 laps back. Nelson continues to work here in the car, not coming out pit road here. Will he get back on the lead lap? Sure, he started the last car. Only the 2nd car on the lead lap, so once this cycles out, Chatham should be in a really good position here as the 54 and the 2 get together. That is going to bring out the caution. Just as I talk about being in the right spot at the right time, the caution comes out on lap 341 for an incident involving what looked to be the 54 of Sovereign and the 2 of Tyrone Yo. just as Chad Snyder got by the leader to put himself back on the lead lap, trapped everyone else at least one lap down. So there's 2 cars on the lead lap, one being the leader, the 75 of Nelson, the second one being the 26 of Chad Snyder, who just got his lap back after pitting on lap 319, and everyone else is 1 or more laps down. So only 2 cars will be on pit road here the first time by. Looks like Bledsoe should get the free pass, so he'll join the back of the lead lap. He'll join the tail end of the lead lap. See if some of these guys actually take the wave around too, right? Because they just were on pit road. Bledsoe, Hoots in the 330s. Lorfano came down pit road at 328. Sobrin, who was involved in that wreck, was on 332. So lots of chances to take a wave around and stay in front of the leader. There goes the Bledsoe 42 as the free pass car. So the rest of the cars will head towards pit road. Looks like Snyder completed his pit stop. We'll see if Hoots, the 2 cars that stay out, yeah, Hoots and Lorfano will stay on the track. Like I mentioned, they were the most recent cars on pit road. Hoots at 332, 332, and Lorfano at 328. So they're going to take the wave around, start at the back of all the rest of the cars, but with only 3, 4, 5 cars now on the lead lap when the field goes back to green. They're in good position if another caution were to come out. What we're going to take a look here, and I don't know why we haven't already, let's take a look at the incident involving Tyrone Yo and Curtis Sobrin. Tyrone just comes down across the nose of the 54, and Sobrin has nowhere to go. So we'll take another look at this incident here. You see Tyrone gets loose off exit and just comes down across the nose of the 54. Looks like he got the worst of the 2 cars in that one, as he has no nose left. Able to keep it headed in the right direction, but definitely has to come down pit road. Looks like he was able to either get the crew to fix it or used his fast repairs. He's got a new nose bolted onto the front of that car, 2 laps down right now. So the leader, when we go back green, looks like it's going to be the Nelson 75. He'll have Chad Snyder on that front row with him. And then it's going to be all the lap cars. So you're going to have Sobrin, Boone, Hara, Campbell, Yo. The next car, Thomas, he's the first car 1 lap down. And then you'll have Bledsoe, who's the wave around car, or the lucky dog. And then you'll have the wave around cars behind him. So you'll have the 2 cars in the front row that are on the lead lap, and the 3 last cars on the track will be on the lead lap. So we'll see how this plays out. Now keep in mind, Nelson, Snyder, Bledsoe all came down pit road, took 4 tires and fuel. Hoots and Lorfano took a wave around. They'll start at the back end of this pack, which is only 10 cars, but they're on tires that have been used. Hell of a restart for 75. Caught Chad sleeping, but Chad gets a great run through 1 and 2, able to catch back up and be the second car in line, although with all those cars now in between them and the Bledsoe machine are down. So soft to one side of Snyder, looking to his way back to the finish line, finding himself a lot back the hard way. Currently 2 laps down, this time out of turn 4 across the line. 1 lap away. Will complete lap 350, 150 to go here in Bristol. Bags of boards, 500, but this is actually a passing position down into turn 3 and 4. Move Bledsoe up into second as Kelly Thomas will bounce off Bledsoe. Now they're going to Bledsoe's going to clear him. He's going to try to bring Snyder to clear him on the exit of turn number 4. So there's the second and fourth. Snyder 26. Hoot in the 91 is fourth, and then right on the far back side of the screen. Once it goes to the open wide pan shot, the 8 Dave Rafano, he is the 50th car. Gets down on the apron, gets up into him. So we have all these cars nose to tail. As now the leader is that 75 car, a lot between Bledsoe and Nelson's 75 this time down into turn 4. As I say that, Nelson has no cars between himself and the Bledsoe 42 as Bledsoe 5 to get himself up on the back bumper of the 75. So 1, 2, 3 are all in order right here on your screen as they work lap number 357. Bledsoe is on the bottom, and I'm sure Nelson's not going to give up the top line very easy. Ride on board. I believe Cam over American Tire Distributors 42. They're following in the tire tracks on the 75 this time. 0 and 4. Yes, on a 4 back down to the line. 358 complete of 500 the scheduled distance. Laps around Bristol Speedway here, just past 10:30 Eastern. We'll work our way towards the end of this one. Deep into stage number 3, started at lap 250, so only halfway through the third and final stage. Snyder, Rafano, 5 cars on the lead lap at this point in the event. We can get an extended green flag run. This is where we're going to start to see the strategy play out. If we're going to see 1 or 2 stops between now and the end of the race. I'm not sure how long we went back to the end. Let's see. I came on lap 346, so 20 laps into it. So just over. Pretty close actually to not having to stop at all. What we've noticed so far, though, just looking back, stage 1 didn't really work out the way stage 2 did. Definitely similar kind of progress is being made as the cars that pitted in the middle of the stage definitely were had enough speed and enough tire to make up the 2 laps that pitted. And that really played out well in stage 2 for Snyder, who went down 2 laps, gained all those back, got back on the lead lap, and then was able to get a back around another time to win the stage. So we've seen it, and I think he was on his way to having a decent finish in that first stage until the caution came out late in that stage, which kind of threw the strategy out the window, because it let everyone who hadn't pitted without having to lose 2 laps of the cars on the track. So we'll see how this plays out. Like I said, about 150 laps it'll be back green to the end of this one. So we'll see if anyone is going to try to make a on a no-stop strategy. But like I said, what we've seen so far is those cars at pit halfway through the run are able to make up the lost time plus some to get back to where they need to be to have a good finish. Now, what we haven't seen is a run long enough where those other cars have had to pit and seen how their fresh tires make up time on the older tires or the cars that pitted in the very distance. I'm not sure how this is going to play out. We'll keep tuned in. I hope you do too, to see how it plays out. But right now, I'm also running a very strong race here in the later part of this one as we cross over. Lap 375 will be in the books, which means 125 laps to go this time at the line. And there it is, 125 as we work down the final third of this one. So again, only 5 cars on the lead lap. That's Nelson, Bledsoe's 42 there. Snyder in his 26 sitting in the third and final podium spot. And then you have the Hoots 91 machine running in 5th, and we look back at Dave Lafano there, the 8th car, who is running in 5th position. The first car 1 lap down in the lucky dog position is the 28 Kelly Thomas. And then the car right behind him on the scoring monitor is actually just in front of the leaders. He's worked his way back around the leaders after that restart to go from 2 laps down to 1 lap down. There's a difference. So Curtis Sobrin, involved in that last wreck there with Tyrone Yo, ended up 2 laps down. He was able to get one of those back. So currently sitting the second car 1 lap down. And then behind him on the pylon, 2 laps down, is the 15 of Dave Hara, the right there, the Gamer 2 Believe Chevrolet Camaro, working off of 24 with Thomas Kelly, who's currently sitting in the lucky dog position. Then Mike Boone, he is 3 laps down, running in 9th, the Thermal machine there. He is out of Midlothian, Texas. So that's a beautiful car there, the chrome red there around the top of the doors and the bottom of the hood. A very nice looking 5 machine. And then Tyrone Yo also out there. He is running that number 2 Ford. He runs in the 10th position. Ben Campbell out of this one in 11th, so he will not be finishing this one as he has dropped out of this one. Up front though, James Nelson leads by 1.2 seconds over the 42. Looking to pick up his first ever All-American Racing League Cup Series win here in his first season with us. Obviously, he is a longtime member and owner of the Quick Finishers Racing League that we do broadcast work for on Friday nights, and some of us race with them also. So James Nelson in a great spot here with under 120 laps to go that time out the line. To look to pick up his first win of his All-American Racing League career, and that would do a lot for him as it would automatically propel him into the next round. Not that he needs the help, he's sitting in a really good points position. Take a look here at that actually while we have a second. I'll give a little look at the points here. It's not as they run, but coming into the night, James Nelson had a nice cushion of 30 points back to the front position, so definitely headed in the right direction. Definitely going to be locking himself into the second round with a nice finish here in this one. This works his way through turn number 3 and 4, back down across the 12 laps to go this time as he's closing in on the back of the Sovereign machine. It's like 9 car is on pit road, heading down pit road to his pit crew here late in this one. Give a shout out to Holio Cornhole Bags and Boards for sponsoring tonight's 500 lap event from the Bristol Motor Speedway, and the driver with that sponsor on their rear quarter panel. Dave Lafano also on pit road for a full tank of fuel and a fresh set of wheels here with 110 laps to go. Dave Lafano on pit road. circle under green flag as the 75 Nelson machine looks to put the 54 down another lap, putting City 1 lap down, 2 as the pass is being completed. This time Nelson able to get by him and slip up the lap to go that time at the line. So we'll see how the strategy plays out in this one as we get towards the end of it. Let's take a quick look here at the pit stop from this last. So everyone was down on pit road at lap 342. Obviously, Hoots and Orfano were down before that as they stayed out and took the wave around on the last caution. So they are going to have some older tires. So Orfano already came down and got a new set of tires there. So that'll put him back on a fresh set of tires. Continue under green flag here, like I mentioned. We had, I believe, 5 cautions on the afternoon. 2 obviously for stage ends, and then 3 for incidents. So very clean race here on what is a very tight and fast half-mile speedway in Bristol, Tennessee. As the field continues to work, 104 laps to go that time as Nelson continues to open the lead. As I say that, the caution is on the track. The yellow flag is out. Looks like an incident involving potentially the 91 and 5. Let's take a look. Oh, so Boone not quite clear of the 91 on that pass attempt. He gets up into the side of Riley Hoot. Another look here. It's a good run, just not enough room. He gets into the side of the 91 and he spins himself out. One more take a look. Also on fresh tires. And the 91 got into the fence a little bit. I don't really think that caused too much of an issue. Looks like Boone might have got a little loose too, which got him up into that. So one more look at it off the corner. They get together. Boone slipping and sliding, backs it up into the wall. Almost gets hit by Tyrone. Everyone's able to continue, but we are under caution with 100 laps to go, exactly as they come back around, as the lap cars will head down pit road. Kelly Thomas get the wave around. He'll be back on the lead lap. James Nelson is out there. Looks like, let's see here. We're going to change the scoring view. Let's see how many laps it goes down. So it looks like 2 wave around cars, or 2 cars in position to take a wave around. Looks like Sovereign will take the wave around to get back to 1 lap down from 2, and then Dave Lorfano, who had just pit on lap number 389, will also take the wave around to get back 1 lap down. So Lorfano is the one who gets hurt the most in that situation, as he was, looks like he was 2 laps down, came down pit road on 389, caution came out on 390, no, on pit on 389, caution came out about lap 398, 397, so he got stuck 2 laps down. Gonna get 1 here on the wave around, gonna have about 10 laps on his tires, 8 or 9 10 laps on his tires. Won't be in too bad of a shape, but he's gonna need another caution, that's for sure, to get back on the lead lap. Him and Sovereign will be the only cars 1 lap down, so should be able to have a good race between them. Now Sovereign, his last time on pit road was 341, so Dave will definitely have fresher tires than that 54. Looks like we should be getting, yep, 1 to go given to the field, that time at the line. I'm assuming Nelson is going to take the outside, which will put Bledsoe on the inside. Snyder will start inside row 2. We'll have a bunch of lap cars up here. Hera will start on the outside of row 2. He is obviously 2 laps down. And then Tyrone Yo, and then Boone outside of him. So 3 lead lap cars, 3 lap down cars of 2 or more laps. Hoots is a lead lap car, and then Kelly Thomas is 28th lead lap car, and then Sovereign and Lerfano behind them, both 1 lap down. Green flag is back out, and we are racing. So jump off the top line. He's going to easily clear Bledsoe down into 1, and they're going to go to work down the back straightaway. 97 to go on the drop of the green that time. Top 3 looks like Nelson, Bledsoe, and Snyder here in this one. Time out of turn 4, 95 at the line to go. Bledsoe looks to put the squeeze on. See if he's got anything for Nelson. Nelson's been the fastest car here in the last 100 laps or so. As once he got the lead there, he was able to use that top outside starting position to open the Bledsoe last time, right before the caution came out. Hopefully he can continue that momentum here as he works his way through turns 3 and 4 down the line. 93 to go. Bledsoe to the bottoms. Nelson up top as they work their way down the straight. Nelson's still holding the lead. That top side is just so good around here late in this one that the bottom is almost unusable to get by someone. You really got to throw it in there and hope for the best. But as I say that, Nelson gets a cool exit. That's going to open the door for Bledsoe on the bottom. Nelson's going to hold the top side momentum though, as now he's going to go to the middle, trying to run a block. That's going to hurt him on corner exit as Bledsoe's able to close that door right back to the back bumper. Back to the top in 1 and 2, definitely switching the door and keeping Bledsoe honest behind him there. He's going to go back to the middle and no, he's going to hold the middle, drift down to the bottom and cut it off of the corner. Opposite of that, he's going to go up to the top and then through the middle on exit. So definitely keeping Bledsoe on his toes after Bledsoe gets into the wall, that time on the entry of turn number 3. That's going to let Nelson open up a teeny tiny as they work through 1 and 2. He's settled back into his top rhythm this time as they work back on those right side tires where all that rubber is laid down. That's where they're going to get the grip. And there you can see the black strip. Out of 2 this time. He's going to go look to the bottom on the inside of 3 and 4, see if he can make anything happen. He's not going to have anything happen. He's actually going to get way loose. It's going to cost him potentially a spot as Snyder looks to go around Bledsoe on the exit of turn 2. Now down the back straightaway, moves Snyder up to second, Bledsoe back to third. That's got to be a good thing for Nelson as he is out and on his way now with a 6-second lead over Snyder. So he'll have to go back to work now after upsetting those tires. He's probably going to have to give him 4-5 laps back down before he can make a charge at the back of the 26. As I say that, Bledsoe goes right back to the bottom. I'm going to catch that 2. And he is not able to clear him quite yet. They're going to go down to turn 3. That time, Bledsoe's going to clear him. He's going to get way loose again. Snyder's not able to capitalize. Snyder looks to the inside of Bledsoe through 1 and 2. All this going on side-by-side racing as Nelson's trying to do it. Sovereign, he gets by him. Now the other cars. The 42 of Bledsoe and the 26 of Snyder go to work. Him 2 laps down. Dog position with the caution were to come out now. Dave, the only car 1 lap down, will get propelled back lap. This time off of turn 4, it's going to be Nelson, and Chad Snyder gets hard into the inside wall. Big contact with the inside wall. He's going to hold on to it, keep it pointing in the right direction, see if he can get going again. He had some hard contact, but then the front end put itself back together. But I definitely think he's got a broken toe link. As that car continues to bounce off the inside wall under slow speeds, he's going to bring it down to pit road. This could be the end of a very good run for Chad Snyder. Not what Chad Snyder wanted to see happen. He's in a position to capitalize and propel himself into the next round of the playoffs with a solid finish. He will bring it down to the pit crew, and they will go to work. Not sure if he has a fast repair left, but we'll keep an eye on him. And he does not. Looks like he will have to sit this out and get the damage repaired. See what happens here. But bad news for Chad Snyder is good news for Kelly Thomas, as he is now running in 4th, 4 spots in front of Snyder. And it's going to come down to right to the last handful of laps to see who is going to move on in that last spot. So with that said, though, James Nelson continues to lead here, as Bledsoe, though, right back on his back bumper now, got that lead down. Looks like Chad has been able to clear the meatball flag, so he will possibly be shortly. Bledsoe goes to work on the back of the 75, side by side down into turn number 3 and 4. Nelson still holding the top line and using that momentum to get by. That Bledsoe car getting awful loose off of 4 again. 4 cars on the lead lap as Snyder loses another position now, up to 8th position, putting Snyder back down to 9th. Now they go side by side into 1 and 2. They pretty much all but touch that time on the entry. Bledsoe gets out of it, gives him the benefit of the doubt. That's going to put the 75 back out in front, and the Bledsoe machine will have to go back to work. As I say that, though, he closes right back in on the back braking there on the entry of turn 1 and 2. This time off of 3 and off of 1 and 2. Sorry. Oh my goodness, starting to talk to me. This time out of turn 4, Nelson's going to lead at the line by about 2 tenths of a second over Bledsoe's 42. Dakota their own out front. 2.3 seconds back to Riley Hoots from the leader. These guys work here with 66 laps to go this time at the line. As we keep an eye on it, looks like Chad's night has gone from good to bad to worse, as he has lost another position to Tyrone Mewis. He's dropped more than 8 laps. I guess the only good news is he can't lose another spot, as the rest of the drivers in the race, that being Ben Campbell, Rodriguez, Eric Thornton, Kurgelek, Purcell, are all out of this one. 42 Bledsoe get way loose that time again off of turn number 2. That's going to let Nelson open the lead up to about 5 tenths and 6 tenths of a second now as they work down the back straightaway. Steady has been Nelson this last part of the race, putting his car right where he needs to keep the Bledsoe car at bay. So he'll be the top side for a good portion of this run as they get down. 62 laps to go this time off of turn 4 for Nelson's auto serve Ford Mustang. We see pit stops start to happen. Looks like Dave Rafano and Phil Stop on pit road. See if they are able to before 4 laps to go for the leader that time at the line. Continues to get his lead not away. That time, though, only 1/10 of a second is not going to be enough. 6.7 seconds from Nelson back to Hoots. And this one is going to be the first win for James Nelson if he can make it around 2 more times. 1 more mile here from Bristol, Tennessee, as we come off of turn number 4. 2 laps to go from the starter down into turn 1. Back straightaway, James Nelson can taste the victory from here. Through 3 and 4, 1 lap to a white flag in the air for James Nelson in the auto serve 75. Final lap through 1 and 2. Nelson holding a good wheel this time down the back straightaway. 4 checkered flag in the air, picking up his first win on the year, and what a time to do. A playoff race number 3 from Bristol. The Holio Cornhole Bags and Boards 500 goes to James Nelson in the auto serve 75. Second place across the line will be the 91 of Riley Hoots. Third tonight will be Alan Bledsoe. Coming home in 4th will be the 28 of Kelly Thomas, and Dave Lerfano with the 5th place finish. We're going to see if we can grab a word with the top 3 drivers tonight. We'll be right back once we get a hold of someone. Don't go anywhere. We'll interview the top 3 right in a second. Hey Alan, it's Nathan up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Hey Alan, great 3rd place finish for you after 500 laps of Bristol. Obviously, probably wanted a little bit of a better finish, but can't be too upset with that.
No, I'm already locked in. Oh my gosh, my left ankle's completely numb. Ow. Okay, so yeah, I don't know what James had found in the race there at the end, but that 3rd stage, he was absolutely by far and away the best car. I couldn't get around him, and then I don't know what happened that after that next caution, but like there was no getting by him, and then he would pull away on that last run. So I mean, congrats to James, man. He deserved that win. That was really strong. Quite possibly the best performance he's put up this year. So I mean, well done to that 75. He chased Briscoe'd us.
That's a fair statement. Well, congrats, Alan. Hopefully we can keep talking to you here. Obviously start the 2nd round next week, and good luck in the rest of the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Nathan. Hopefully talk to you next week.
All right, that was 3rd place finisher Alan Bledsoe. We'll see if we can get a word with tonight's runner-up, Riley Hoots. Hey Riley, it's Nathan up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Congrats on the 2nd place finish. Obviously, would have loved to have been 1 more lap up, or 1 more position up, but 2nd's not too bad to shake a stick at 500 laps.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Definitely was cool to see how much the track changed there over all 500 laps, and sure you saw my car kind of went away as the temperatures dropped, and didn't really have anything for James or Alan there, and kudos to them. James found something in the 3rd stage and was just a rocket ship. I don't know if you saw, I tried to get off sequence and stopped with about 50 laps to go for 2 right to see if I could make up the time back around, and came about 6 seconds short of it, but feels good to wind up 2nd after a full-length event like this.
All right, so definitely some good momentum on your side. Picked up that big first win a few weeks ago, a solid 2nd place tonight, propelling you into the round of 12.
Yes, sir. Looking forward to it.
All right, hopefully we continue to talk to you over the next few weeks, and good luck the rest of the way.
I hope so. Thanks, Nathan.
All right, that was 2nd place finisher Riley Hoots. Now we'll see if we can get a word with tonight's winner and the first win of his All-American Racing League career, James Nelson. Hey James, it's Nathan up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, man, what's going on?
Not much. Congratulations, buddy. That big first win comes at a very crucial time here in the playoffs, so you're probably pretty stoked about that.
I love the fact it's in the playoffs, but I am just so glad to finally get a win and to actually beat some of these super fast guys in this league. I mean, this is easily the hardest league I'm in, so this is just amazing. Now, granted, not everybody was able to race tonight, but I will take it.
That's all that matters is you were the car that was here that won the race, and obviously definitely found something towards the latter end. No one really had anything for you. You just had that thing locked in.
Well, I figured out early in the race that everybody was burning up their front tires, and I spent the whole week working to avoid that. So I was like, if I can just keep the long runs running, I was killing dudes. And so I just kind of went with that strategy, and for once cautions fell my way. Had a little bit of a couple little skirmishes there, and I lost my fast repair pretty early. So that was stressful, but managed to work it through, and that auto third forward, man, it could handle, and it was keeping the tires under it. And just kind of got lucky and managed to pull it off, man.
All right. Well, congrats again. First win on the year comes at a crucial time, and hopefully you can pick up win number 2 here before the end of the season, and we'll talk to you again in the next coming weeks.
Sounds great, man. Have a great night.
Thanks, James. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
All right, that was tonight's winner. First win ever for James Nelson here with the All-American Racing League. As you can tell, pretty happy with the victory. As we're going to take a look here at the final results before we head out. As you can see there, as we mentioned, 3 cars on the lead lap. The top 3, James Nelson, Riley Hoots, Alan Bledsoe, all got to speak with them here at the race. And now the 4th place, Kelly Thomas. Hopefully we'll find out here momentarily whether that propels him into the round of 12. Obviously, Chad Snyder's 10th place finish definitely helps the cause of Kelly Thomas. We'll see how the points add up, but we'll have that posted here shortly after the broadcast is complete. 5th for Dave Lafano, 2 laps down after getting in a bad spot. Just timing of pit stops and caution didn't work out in Dave's favor. Curtis Sauber bounces back here for the 6th place finish. He was involved in a couple skirmishes during the race, as well as Dave Hara 3 laps down. Michael Boone finishes in the 8th position, 7 laps off the pace. Tyrone Yo 10 laps down. And then the bad luck award of the night goes to Chad Snyder in that last stage, getting a loose off of turn 4 into the wall, propelling him down to 10th place on the finish lineup. Then we have Ben Campbell, Travis Rodriguez, and Eric Thornton, Mike Kerjlek, and Kyle Purcell all unable to finish the full race, with us pulled out a little bit early of this one. But a great race here for the Holio Cornhole Bags and Boards 500 from Bristol Motor Speedway. So glad you could tune in. A long broadcast tonight. 500 laps though went by in a pretty quick time, considering took us about 2.5 hours, roughly 2 hours and 15 minutes maybe, to get that all in for you tonight. So happy you guys could tune in. We're gonna pull up here. Let's take a quick look here at we're gonna flip back over to this screen. We're gonna get rid of this. We're gonna pull up this. So again, we're just going to take a quick look here at the All-American Racing League schedule. So next week, September the 10th, we go live from Kansas Speedway, same time, 8:25 Eastern Tuesday night. Then 2 weeks from tonight, head to Talladega. 3 weeks from tonight, back on the road course at the Roval at Charlotte. And don't forget our truck series. Sunday nights, September 8th, Kansas Speedway, the final race of the round of 10. Looking to eliminate a couple drivers as we move to the round of 8. And then September 15th, race 1 of the round of 8 goes from Talladega Speedway. Also, don't forget our friends over at the Quick Finishers Racing League. They should be on the air this week. Let's take a look at their schedule. Let's see here. What is the date this week? It'll probably be September the 6th. Race number 1 from the playoffs goes from Atlanta this Friday. 8 o'clock broadcast start time with Dave Lafano and Dave Hare for that Quick Finishers Racing League race. So tune in on the SimWorld Racing Network for that. They'd love to have you tune in. And again, thanks for joining us tonight. A bit of a longer race, 500 laps, 2.5 hours to get it done. Not too bad if I say so myself. We'll see you next Tuesday night. Again, from the SimWorld Racing Network. My name again is Nathan Christensen. So glad you could tune in, and thanks a lot for joining us here for the Cup Series.